Hello guys, welcome to online course on Android. Today we're gonna speak about the architecture of an Android. In the previous tutorial we saw how to install Android, what are the necessary steps to be installed, and what are the things we need to keep in mind while installing Android Studio in your system, PC or laptop. Okay, now I also told you there are a lot of queries involved in it, and there were a little bit of issues which student had got, which we 99% we have solved it, and all the mails has been replied. So if anyone has got query, you can just post it in Q&A or mail me back. We will surely try to resolve it. Now coming back to the architecture now. Before going into creating the applications and going to the depth of practical sessions, we need to know what is the architecture of Android, because in the later part I just cannot keep on talking about the theory things, because we need to go as fast as possible and reach to a stage where you can build applications. Now this is a theory part and I'm making it very short, keeping it very short, and in another tutorial I'll be talking about file system architecture. I hope you remember I told you about manifest files, Java, what is res files, and also we'll talk about now that. Now coming to the architecture of Android, the basic part, as I told you, what do you mean by an Android? So Android is nothing but a mobile operating system based on the modified version of a Linux kernel, right, and other open softwares which are designed for this touchscreen mobile devices, as we have got like smartphones and tablets. Now that's the basic definition of an Android, what we say. So it's an operating system modified version of a Linux based kernel. All right, now coming to the architecture, now we'll go in depth about the architecture. If you see a diagram here, I've just loaded up the simple diagram out here. Now if you see here, this Android architecture contains number of components, correct? It contains number of components which has to support the Android device, because you see application framework, Android runtime, platform libraries, Linux kernel, correct? So all this different number of components will be there. So I will explain you one by one. Try to understand as much as possible, because certain things you need to know before going in depth of the Android. Now so the main certain main components of an Androids are, one, as I told you, application framework, Android runtime, platform libraries, Linux kernel. Now on the top, the topmost, or I can tell the first level of an Android is the application layer, correct? Now this is the top layer of an Android architecture. Now the application, if you see, now all these are the pre-installed applications like home, contacts, camera, gallery, clock, etc., like calendar also. Now these are and third-party applications which you basically download from the Play Store. It can be like games or any chat, social media chat applications like that. Okay, so all those are installed here in this layer, correct? This layer called an application layer. Okay, so this thing runs within the Android runtime. So it runs within the Android runtime with the help of classes and services provided by the application framework. So where does it run? So it runs within the Android runtime with the help of the classes and services which are provided by this. These are classes and services which are provided by the application framework. I will also tell you what do you mean by an application framework, okay, in depth. What do you mean by an application framework? So basically we saw what do you mean by an applications. Now as I told you, whatever Google from Google Play Store you're gonna install will be stored here, correct? Will be loaded up here. So that's where the application, that's what we say, any application I want to download a social media application. Now all these things are basically done here. Okay, now coming to the next part of it, the next layer, the second most layer is called the application framework. So Android application framework. Now as I told you, it's a vast software system which has been developed in a modular manner by using the different layers. Now one of these layers we can see is an application framework layer. Now this application framework layer is actually a package, okay, a package of different components and end tasked for specific aim. There are certain aims which are, you know, basically why do we use. Now if I'm talking about, if you're creating any project or doing any research, you got an aim why you're doing it, correct? Now you want to clear your KCET paper, you want to clear any exam, then you need to have an aim, or what is your goal, or what is your aim towards having an education, correct? So all these things also do the same, okay? So it is not an executable as in case of Windows, and it basically has a following, we can say, there are a lot of components in it. Now certain things are there, like in application framework we have got intents. Now intents are nothing but it's usual an action instruction, okay, which are used, which are relied, or we can say to which application it has to reply. Those are called intents. Then we have got services, okay, so the services mainly run in the background, okay, and we have got broadcast receivers, okay. They alert, these broadcast receivers, they alert applications of events in the device. Then we have got activity, okay, it's a part of the application with which the user interacts. Then we have got content providers, okay, so they enable data sharing, okay. Content providers enable data sharing among the Android applications. So there are a lot of things. Now in detail I will also tell you how what is activity life cycle. I'll explain it to you. We'll work example on that and we'll run in our system. Then I'll tell you what do you mean by views, how it is created, and I'll tell you what are intents, what do you mean by an intent, okay, and what are the broadcast services. So all those things we'll do practically also. So you just need to know this is the application layer, okay, which contains it's a package of different components, okay, all right. So that's the one part of it. Now coming to the basic another thing about an application layer is that it includes as I told you, it includes number of type of services. So it's also helpful for the application creation also now, okay, all right. So that's the simplest part of an application framework. Now coming to the application runtime, the next layer, it's a application runtime is an environment which is an important part basically. Now when you're running any file, correct, you say, you know, running a C program, you say run or compile, you run, it will execute, okay. Now same way when we are running an app, I told you how to run an app, and we saw it in a mobile how to run it, correct. So we run it in a virtual device, correct, and that was basically an Dalvik virtual machine. So it has to contain that, okay, all right. Now it contains components. Now basically Android runtime contains components like core libraries and this Dalvik virtual machine, okay. Now it provides the base for the application framework. This Android runtime provides a base for the application framework and powers up whatever applications with the help of these core libraries. So whenever you run, you can see if the activity has to happen, if it has to load, if the demo file which you created has to load, you need a virtual machine, you need a library functions. You might have seen in an example, if you run that file of hello world, you can see a lot of library functions are there, and we need a virtual machine. So basically this provides the base for the application framework, that is a Android runtime, okay. Like now for example, you might have seen a Java virtual machine, right, JVM, okay. All right, same way in Java you have got a Java virtual machine. Same way here we have got a Dalvik virtual machine, okay. So it is a register based virtual machine and specially designed, and it is used optimized, we can say, for Android to ensure that this particular any device can run on multiple instances, okay. All right, so it depends on the Linux kernel layer for threading and lower level management, so which will be speaking it as we go to the last base level of it, okay. All right, now the core, these core libraries here, okay, Zygote is the one more thing. The core library here, if you see, they enable us to implement Android applications using a standard Java, what do you write, or Kotlin, correct? We had an option to use one of the programming language. Remember when we said create a new Android app, and it took us to empty activity. Before that we had to give the application name. We gave my application demo, correct? There only third or fourth place we saw what programming language, Kotlin or Java, so we use Java, correct? So this core libraries enables us to implement Android applications using standard Java or Kotlin program languages, okay? Alright, that's about Android runtime. Now when you're coming to the platform libraries, now this includes various, okay, various C++ core libraries and Java based libraries like media, graphics, and SQLite, OpenGL, SSL, then the free type, okay. Alright, now media is something like it provides support to play and record, okay. I hope you know what you mean by media. By general knowledge, you know what's a media, right? So media is nothing but it's a basic word, you play and plug in and play, correct? So media library here provides support to play and record an audio or any video formats, okay. So you need to remember that. And if you're talking about a Surface Manager, okay, all right, so it is responsible for managing access to display the subsystems, okay. Now SGL or OpenGL, okay. Now these are both cross platform, or I can say cross language, to provide the application program interface, okay. So these are cross language, cross platform application programs, APIs, which are used for 2D and 3D computer graphics, okay. So this OpenGL and basically SGL. Now SQLite, we know that it is a database support, correct? You might have heard of MySQL, you have heard SQL, that is Scott and Tiger, something I remember. I used to do a database on that, okay. So SQLite also we have got, okay, we have got MySQL for PHP and MySQL. We use MySQL as a backend for you know, storing all your database information. Same way we have got in Android, we have got something called SQLite, which provides the database support, and a free type, okay. Free type provides for the font support, okay. Basically free type provides for the font support. Now same way we have got something called WebKits and all, and we have got SSL. SSL is nothing but a secure socket layer. That's the full form of it, abbreviation of it. So it is a security technology basically to establish an encrypted link between web server and your web browser. So we need a security, correct? So it is used to establish the encrypted link between your browser and your server, okay. That's about libraries, okay. So we got media, graphics, SQLite, OpenGL, SSL, and free type. So free type is used for font supports and all. Now the last layer, which is very important, so Linux kernel, we can say it's just like how if you have got a girlfriend and you say she's my heartbeat. So same way in Linux also, Linux kernel also is a heart of the Android architecture. Always remember, in your they might ask you during the interview, what is Linux kernel, why do we use it? So first thing we need to remember, it's a heart of the Android architecture because it manages all available drivers, such as I can say display driver, I can say camera drivers, Bluetooth drivers, audio drivers, memory drivers, correct, which are required during the runtime, USB drivers. So all these things which are required, so all whatever I require, the drivers is provided by the Linux kernel, okay. Now there are a lot of features of it. So you have got, you know, security, memory management, process management, network stack. So all these are the what do you say, features of an Linux kernel. All right, so this is basic the architecture of an Android, okay. So what is the heart of a kernel, I mean the architecture of an Android? It's an Linux kernel. And what is the top layer? A top layer is an applications, where you know install all your applications. And why do we need an application framework? So this has to work, so it provides the application to work. You got activity, you need view, we need Windows, we need content providers for that. Then how do we do that? So we do it by the help of a Android runtime, we need a virtual machine, we need libraries, correct? Then what are the platform libraries we can use there? We need a security which is provided by SSL, we need OpenGL, we need font supports, we need backend, we need graphics, we need media. So all these are done in a platform library. At last we have got the one person or one guy, or we can say it's a heart of a Android, is a Linux kernel. So this is the basic architecture of Android, guys. So today's tutorial I will just stop here, because I'll just talk you about the architecture of an Android. I just want because the server is down, it's under maintenance, so I couldn't load this video. I wanted to put a document first, but I couldn't. I will surely put after this video one document where you can refer it. Okay, so I might conduct a quiz very soon, guys. So I'll give you 10 to 20 questions. So I'll be asking you about which is the heart, which is the top layer of an Android. So it will be very easy. So whatever I have done, whatever in my videos or documents or PPTs I've given, I'll be asking only that, which will be based on the evaluation, and the results will be displayed there only on your, once you give a submit. Alright guys, that's the architecture of Android. So in the next tutorial we're gonna learn about file system architecture, more about it. So kindly wait for the next tutorial. Thank you guys, have a nice day.